Hello students, welcome to all. Today we are going to talk about a very unique initiative of the Unique Academy Pune, which is known as 3 years integrated batch. The basic objective of this course happens to be how to start preparing for the civil services examination right after your 12th examination. Now the first obvious question which is likely to be asked by both parents as well as students is this: is it necessary to start so early? I guess in just one word, the answer is yes. Now let me explain it slightly in a deeper way. If you look at the nature and scope of the civil services examination, then following points need to be taken note of. Point number one, 3 different stages of the civil services examination, which are known as prelims, mains, and interview. I am sure most of you must be aware of the nature. Prelims happens to be completely an objective test. The mains happens to be a written test or written examination, and as far as the interview is concerned, it is a kind of oral test which is also known as the personality test. So this is the first one. The second reason is the number of papers which are part and parcel of the UPSC prelims examination and especially the UPSC mains examination. Just to illustrate the point, in UPSC civil services mains examination, there are 7 papers which include 4 GS papers, 2 papers of 1 optional and 1 essay paper. Then besides these 7 papers, there are 2 more papers which are known as the language papers, which are compulsory and qualifying in nature. So even if we focus on the 7 papers, and the peculiarity of these 7 papers is that every mark you are going to secure in each one of these 7 papers is counted for your merit. So obviously, if you look at the number, that is the 7 papers, that mere number itself is something which needs to be taken care of. Besides, if you look at the subjects, so take for example general studies. General studies as one paper includes number of subjects. If we take the example of the mains examination, in GS1 you have 3 subjects respectively: history, geography and Indian society. Now if we get back to GS of the prelims paper, then you have history, geography, polity, economy, science and technology, environment and ecology and the current events. So if we look into the various subjects of these respective papers, then you can well understand the depth and scope of this examination. I guess you must have now realized the vastness of the syllabus, right from the prelims examination to the personality test. If you take note of the syllabus, that is the scope of the syllabus, that also is something which makes us to think twice as to whether I am going to require 1 year, 2 year or 3 year. I think because of this peculiar nature and scope of civil services examination, we need to get as early as possible as far as the beginning of one's own process is concerned. That is one part. The second thing, if civil services examination including prelims, mains and interview, it's so vast, obviously you are going to require more amount of time. So therefore it is always advisable to start as early as possible. So immediately right after your 12th, in your first year, second year, third year, you can split the entire portion of the civil services examination and approach that syllabus in a planned manner. Now number 3 is critically important. It is not only about the nature and scope of the examination, but it is also about the kind of abilities, kind of skills which this examination demand from the candidate or an aspirant. Just take one example of the prelims, which is objective in character. Here, your understanding, your comprehension no doubt is important. But besides that, sharpness and precision as far as your understanding is concerned becomes critically important. The moment we turn to the mains examination, besides understanding all the papers, number of subjects and the portion of each and every paper, what is also essential for the mains examination being written in character is your ability to write well or write as effectively as possible. And the moment we turn to the personality test, then the key ability which becomes critically important is the ability to talk to others, or let us use that usual word, effective communication skill. So getting back to the third point, thus civil services examination requires multiple skills such as reading and comprehension, effective writing skill and similarly effective communication skill. On the top of it, Besides these academic skills and abilities, students and aspirants also do require non-academic set of abilities as well. Ability to plan everything properly, ability to execute that plan so meticulously. The second ability, which is very, very important, is to keep evaluating one's own efforts on regular and continuous basis. And then besides that, motivating oneself, okay, maintaining continuity and consistency in one's own effort. So if we take all this together, right from the nature and scope of examination, then the long-term planning, which is essential here, and besides that, the 3-4 important set of academic skills which are required, these skills cannot be developed in a span of 3 to 4 months or maybe even 1 year. So therefore, it is always advisable to start as early as possible. Therefore, the Unique Academy has designed this unique course which is known as 3 years integrated batch. There is one more thing which is very, very important, that is the practice. Now, whenever we talk of the practice in connection with prelims, then the practice of MCQs become critically important. And the moment we turn to the mains examination, then answer writing practice in descriptive and written manner acquires significance. And when it comes to the personality test, we expose students to a lot of mock interviews so that they can develop confidence, which is essential for the personality test. So these are some of the important elements which are required for each and every student who is seriously thinking about the civil services examination. And what we have done at Unique Academy is to take note of all these needs and requirements of students in connection with civil services examination. Therefore, this would be my humble request and appeal to all of you to think about this 3 years integrated course. Thank you.